Hello horse friends, and welcome back to the Imperfect Question. This week I was hoping on this one nice day, because it's been raining for the most week and it's raining tomorrow, I was hoping to go on a ride out with JJ in a local woodland. But I'm not very well at the moment. I've got a really bad ear infection, so it's really hard for me to hear. So I thought we'd do some little bits here. Here comes Comanchie. Hello Comanchie. So I thought I'd start by giving her a bit of a groom, and then we've got the trailer out today. We're going to practice a bit of trailer loading, and if we've still got any time, I've got a couple of exercises I'd like to do in the field as well.
I kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. You're like my favorite snack, I won't say it out loud. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of way that I got.
As you can see, we're very much in the molting season. Do need to give Comanchie a bit of a groom as well. He's also molting a lot, using a lot of trees to get rid of the hair at the moment. Starting to get the odd fly around as well, not too heavy yet, not too bad. We're never going to get all this out today, so we're just going to get off a little bit loose, make her feel a bit more comfortable. And I also want to just tidy up her mane a little bit, not the pattern today, but just the crest part, get a bit of shape in so it doesn't get too long. If it gets too long, it's got a risk of either flopping over, or when she rubs it, it gets a bit more damaged than usual. Just do the other side. So we had our lesson last week, and I've been practicing a tiny bit of that since we've got back, and she is improving a little bit. We might get a chance to show you some of that. And don't worry, we have got something rather exciting next week that I'm going to. So you'll hopefully, if it all goes well, see that on the video following this one. I'm not going to do her legs because we've actually got a lot of wet mud in the field at the moment. So her legs are very wet mud. And it's not like I need her to be that pretty. I'm just trying to get her a bit more comfortable with the molting hair at the moment. Just get the molting rake. One of those ones with the teeth on the side, you know the kind. Just get a little bit more off. Ooh, look at the hair fly. I know it makes her feel a lot better. Stops her rubbing at so many trees and bushes. I'll probably spend a bit more time on her later. It's just a quick do round now, so she doesn't get too uncomfortable and itchy, start rubbing up against me too much whilst we're working. Now we've got the trailer out because we went out last week to the lesson, and she loaded fine to go to the lesson, and then on the way home she decided she wasn't quite so willing to get in, so we had to do a little bit of trailer practice at my friend's house before she came home. So we just literally did a little lesson with her there, got her to go in and out again, made sure she was quite comfortable, didn't just send her in and lock the door, made sure she was comfy first, and then brought her home. And obviously with me going out to another venue next week, you don't know where that is yet, but it'll be good, then I don't want to have another problem at that venue. So what we're going to do is just practice our trailer loading. Obviously we haven't been out enough in it recently, and she just needs a little bit extra help with feeling comfortable with traveling in the trailer. So we're not going to be taking it out today, but just going to be doing some quick simple ins and outs, and if we have a nice day in the week, I should do a little bit more nearer the time. Don't worry, it's not a big long video like when I had to retrain Comanchie. It's not quite the same as that, but we do need the practice. Right, I'm sure she'll be a little bit more comfy now. So I will just give the mane a little brush. Usually I like the mane to be around about 4 fingers, or at the most the width of my hand. So you can see it's a good inch above at the moment. It's quite long. Good girl. Because she doesn't have a super thick mane, I can just brush through both sides quite easy like that. Sometimes it's good that she has a thinner mane, and sometimes not so much. I'd like a bit more white, but you know, that's how it is. At least you can see the difference in the colour. Right. So we'll probably be taking it down more or less level with where the white is. Shouldn't take too long to do. She's in a good relaxed position, so I know that that should be about the highest point there. And I'm literally just going to make some sort of curve down. I'm not looking at it being perfection. I just want it to be tidy enough to maintain it for now. There we go. Now it's easier for me to go around the other side and get that bit to shape it first. Good girl. Good girl. Now it's really helping me that she's choosing not to eat the hay at the moment. Well, I was going to say because she's keep her head still, but she's started to move it around a lot now to sniff and nibble me. She knows I have treats in my pocket, I think. Good girl. Good girl. There we are. Right, it's probably about right. I'll just get the comb, tidy it, have a quick check. Don't eat my bag. She can smell the treats. Just make sure it's level from side to side. Nothing drastic sticking up. Any little bits sticking out. And I'll just check the other side one more time. There we go. Just brush off the itchy hairs. Nothing complicated today, just a quick maintenance trim. That's all. Just going to check her hooves for any stones quickly. Good girl. Good girl. Full of wet mud. Wait. Good girl. Wait. There we are. Good girl. Well done. This one. Good girl. Up. There we are. No stones in that one. Good girl. This one. Muddy feet for me to hold though. Whoops. Slippy as well. Sorry, darling. I have to hold you there. Don't lean on me. Oh, she's been a bit wiggly today. That's okay. Good girl. That's better. Good girl. Well done. One more. We are no stones in that one either. Lots of mud though. There we go. So now we've had a quick broom, we're going to have a bit of a play with the trailer loading. So with JJ, I'm pretty sure we're starting with a more confident place than we did with Comanchie the other month. So all I've done is remove the partitions and I've left the front ramp up but the top front door open. I'm not too worried if she turns around to come back out again. That'll be fine. So we're just going to walk her in front of it first. Good girl. And then I'll take her around for a sniff. Come on. Good girl. Well done. And that's all I'm looking for a second. Good girl. So take her away. Bring her around again. Don't know if you can see from there, but the head's a little bit further in, so the neck's actually gone over the boundary line. Good girl. I might just move you so you can see a little bit better. Working this way. Might want to be over here. Comanchie sneaking in. Let's try again. Good girl. So ask a little bit more this time. You see a step forward with that leg? Very good. Well done. Giving her plenty of time to sniff and explore. I'm looking for confidence. Ask her from there because I think she's okay. Come on. Good girl. Right, so she looked a little unconfident then, so we'll back her up and send her forward again. Good girl. I'm going to make it a super nice thing by giving her a treat. Good girl. Because she's very food orientated. And actually, there's a bowl in there left from the other day that's still got some treats I took with me. So if she does get in, she'll find them. While she's showing some sort of interest, I'll just leaving her to it a little bit. She's sniffing around a lot, all the different places. Probably just smell herself. So back her up again. Good girl. And forward. So her neck's in a lot more, her nose is in a lot more, her legs are a lot nearer the trailer. Good girl. Now, if I'd opened up the front rank, she'd probably just be going straight in. But I do feel she can tackle this. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. So I might change my mind. We might open the ramp a bit. Good girl. You did well then, yeah. Yeah, sweet. Back. Good girl. And forward. See if she can try a little harder. Good girl. Do you see the body lean right over then? That was very good. A lot of mental effort. Well done. So we'll back her up. And try again. Not as good, so we'll ask again. Yes, good girl. Very good. Ooh, if I can find the pocket, she can have a sweetie. Well done, darling. Well done. Okay, come back round then. Good girl. Come on. Straighten her up. Ask her in. There we are. And again. Ooh, good girl. Well done. Good girl. Some strokes this time. Well done. It's not always about the food. Back her up a bit. And send her in again. Up. Watch that nose stays in, because she's going to have a tendency to try and come past me. Good girl. Good girl. There we go. Well done. And sweetie. And back up then. Back. And approach again. Oh, that looked like a good mental approach, but she didn't quite make it in. Something mentally stopped her. Interesting. I'm asking her to back and she's staying there. So she's thinking forward a lot. Oh, wait a minute. Good girl. I need to allow her this time to explore it, but at the same time, ask her to advance when I feel she's brave enough. Come. Good girl. Okay, that was it was the opposite leg this time, so I think she could have a treat for that. And I think we'll move away and come back. Good girl. Good girl. That's lovely. There we are. There we are. Have some strokes. Have some treats. See if she's willing to stay or if she needs to come down. Needed to come down. That's okay. Nicely done. Nicely done. Good girl. So what I'm judging at the moment is I think that she is finding this maybe a little bit more mentally challenging than I was giving her credit for. Obviously, she's lost a bit of confidence with the trailer because it had been quite a while since we've been out with the trailer. So I'm going to open the front ramp and see if that helps a little bit. So the front ramp is now open, but Comanche's just gone for a wander off. So that might make a difference to her confidence as well. Let's see. Good girl. Hey. She's noticing the front door, having to think about it. Good girl. Slightly different situation. Much more willing to go in. Steady. And straight through. Well done, JJ. Tiny bit slippy there. So we'll pull some bedding back a little bit. That was better. That was better. So you see that she went in then even much more ahead of me, and she was quite happy to. So I'll try and stay back a bit more, see if she's genuinely feeling confident doing that on her own. Yeah, good girl. Well done. Okay, well, she's so confident doing that, I'm going to put the ramp back up and see how it goes. Yeah. Good girl. Well done, head in, head in. Got to watch this head, or she's just going to think about coming out rather than going in. That's it. Good girl. Well done. Nice, nice. Good girl. Good girl. I'm not going to let her leave yet because the thought process is too much going behind me. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. Head over. In. Good girl. Good girl. Oops. My fault. Good girl. Perfect. Good girl. Much better position, but she's sneaking the hay. Good girl. Back her up a bit. Send her again. Good girl. That's it. Head round. Keep that head in. There we are. It's interesting with the hooves, isn't it? Is it really that slippy, or is it just unconfidence making her not be able to put the full weight on the hooves? I think it's slightly more the latter. Now, Comanchie takes a lot of confidence from me leading him in, so we're just going to experiment a little bit and see how that affects JJ. I suspect she won't follow me in, but we'll try. And I would be wrong. So good that she took some confidence from me. Give her a sweetie. There we are. There we are. Good girl. Well done, hey? Well done. So she turned around. You can see she is hesitating before going out again. Good girl. And snorting. Very nice. Let's let her relax in there a minute. Give her some more sweeties. And try and make it a positive place to be again. Good girl. So unless she stays in there a really long amount of time, I'm not going to ask her out here yet. I just want to see when she chooses to come out. Ooh, nice scratches. Ooh, nice sleepy eyes when I do that. Ooh, it feels nice. Good girl. All the molten hair off her forehead. There we are. Very itchy there. So all these things can make the experience of being in the trailer a more positive one, anything like that. She didn't find the food at the back, but that's okay. It's not about food. It's about feeling comfortable and safe and relaxed. Lots of licks and chews. Some nice thoughts out when she turned round. And hopefully she's not feeling trapped in any way, which I think she was displaying a lot of claustrophobic tendencies before with a lot of pouring. So it was probably one of her concerns there. Here she goes. Lovely, well done, darling. I'll just go walk around a second. Well, let's send her again, see if that's had any effect on her confidence at all. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Head forward. Slippy feet again. They weren't that slippy when they followed me in. So I'm going to keep her busy out here now. I want in there to be a relaxing place. Good girl. Lovely. Really good. And she's staying looking forward now. Good girl. Choosing to turn. See if she'll wait. Yes, she's chosen to wait. That's really good. Of course she can have a sweet now. Good girl. I'd like that to be a little smoother. There was definitely some hesitation going on there. If I can get it to be just a little bit smoother going on, that's where I'd like to leave this session with the trailer for today. Oh, more snobs out. That's really good. Good girl. So proud of you. There we go. Have a little walk round. So we'll try again, see if that's made any difference at all to her confidence. Come on. Good girl. Keep going, keep going. Good girl. Good girl, keep going. Well done. Lovely. That was nice. That was nice. There's still some hesitancy there, but we're going to be having some more sessions. So for today, that wasn't too much effort to get her in at the end there. She didn't go in that far this time, but she went in and turned around, and she's looking nice and relaxed here now. So I'll come back to the trailer loading again in the week, but let's get on with something else for now. Give her a break, something different to do. So what I'm doing now is we've got her harness on, and I've got the oops, wrong one, long reins here again. And if you were watching the lesson the other week, then we were trying to master doing some circles with the long reins, and I'm not very good at them. And also the idea was to do some straight sections and then go off in some circles. Now the areas that I have here where I can do straights are much bigger than the areas that we had at my friend Catherine's, and what I was finding is that she was still having too much opportunity to panic and run off. So I've brought her into the round pen with the idea of, if she doesn't feel comfortable and she goes forward and bolts, she can just run as much as she wants and we can still keep control. Comanchie is around. I'm hoping he doesn't knock you over whilst you're watching, and I'm also hoping he doesn't walk in front of the camera too much, but we'll see how it goes. Let's just try and see what happens. Okay, let's get sorted with the reins. Walk on. So they're not quite long enough for me to stand in the middle, so I'm going to have to follow her a little bit, which always feels a little bit strange to her, because obviously when we do the Liberty circling, or even with the line on, I usually stand still in the middle. So she will be feeling pressure from me following her. You see, I haven't asked her to trot, but she's just naturally feeling pressure because I'm following her. So just allow her to feel that. And if she's moving faster from adrenaline, she will actually be able to work off some of the adrenaline. Ooh, good girl. By moving forward. So that's okay. And sometimes if she looks too panicked, we might even ask her to move forward more. So there she goes. Okay. Let's say, okay, you want to canter? We'll canter. Now you can see this is adrenaline, because if you've watched any other videos, you'll know how hard she finds to canter around this circle. Now she's asking to come in, but I really wanted to find her own comfort out there. Remember, a lot of this is about self-confidence, not always turning to me. It's not a bad thing to turn to me, but I wanted to find a little bit more self-confidence out there. Snorting, she's snorting a bit, that's good. Okay, good girl, well done. So she tried for a little bit to find some confidence for herself, but in the end she felt she had to come back in to feel safer. So this is what we need to build up on. Can she work for longer and longer staying out? And you can see how there's like an anxiety there that would lead to bolting if she's in a straight situation with more area. And that's where she pulls it out of my hands and we've lost connection completely. Let's go out again. Straight away she's off quite fast again. Good, she managed to bring herself down to a trot, that's good. She's up to a canter though, so it's okay if she wants to move faster. She'll burn through her adrenaline a bit quicker that way. I'm looking for any signs of relaxation. I don't really want to turn him back into me just yet, so I'll pull that outside rein. I know it's nice for her to connect with me, but we're looking for self-confidence, remember, self-confidence. So I ask her out again. There we are. Maybe she'll listen to slow down a bit. Let's see. No. So it's not that she's not listening and doesn't know what I'm saying. It's that she's not feeling she can at the moment. So that's okay. The adrenaline's in, we'll let her go forward more. It's about to be a snort, I think. She's doing little snorts. She's going through little flickers of her body looking like there. She looks a little bit more relaxed. She might even come down to a walk. Like I said, I don't want her to come back into me. Lovely, first snort. Comanche's probably going to go in front of you now. We might have to move him in a second. Right, I should bring her back in. Good girl. Well done. That's it. Let her have some grass. There we are. Gather this up and I'll go move Comanchie out of the way. Good girl. So let's try the other way again. Always remembering it's best to do both sides. Okay, a little bit hard to set off this way. Lead her out a little bit. Come. Good girl. Okay, good girl. Lots of challenging things for her today. Now that's a really good sign. Look how now she feels she can walk out when I send her out. So she's burnt for a bit of that adrenaline. And this is more the area where we're in the learning zone now. She wasn't really in a place of learning before. So what I'm trying to do with me is be fairly neutral in my body. I'm still learning myself. But what I don't want to do is get too far ahead of her, because I'll be thinking to start putting pressure in front of her. Basically, where the harness is that you can see, that would be like the drive line. So anything in front of there should slow her down or turn her away from me. And anything behind should turn the back end away or make her go forward. So I need to stay in a sweet spot where I'm kind of asking for forward motion, driving too much. I'm not asking her to disengage and come into me, whoops, which I did accidentally then. What happened was I walked a little bit too much towards her hip. That's what happened. So I have a lot of learning to do here with my position also. Okay. Good girl. Now, because I had to apply a bit of pressure to turn her away from me then, she felt pressure and that's why she's trotting. But she feels like she's relaxing quicker. So she may come back down to walk again soon if I ask her. Remember to try and keep her out a bit. We've only got it on the halter at the minute. Hear her relaxing a bit quicker this time. Good girl. Like I said, trying to find my neutral position as we go along. I'm looking for a body to relax. There we go. She listened to me breathing, listened to the signal to slow down. I could see it was a better place. Now, if you remember when we tried before, and I made it a bit more obvious by putting my arm in front, then she couldn't do it. So obviously, she's in that learning frame of mind a bit more now. Doesn't mean she's not reactive still. She's definitely still reactive, but it's a much calmer place and she can take things in more easily. So all I'm looking for with her in the sessions at the moment is to be happy with me with the two lines on and be able to walk around in both directions. I'm not really looking to be properly driving her in here at the moment. I'm not really looking for a change of direction. I feel she needs to find her own confidence out on the circle. Oh, wasn't quick enough then. Good girl. So instead of coming into me, she needs to find her own confidence out on the circle. And we move on from there. When I feel she's got that, we could perhaps walk around more behind her in here. Only when she starts feeling like she's got that more can we really go exploring a bit more. It just seems to be a bit of a hole that we have in her learning experience at the moment. Her lips aren't too tight or anything, so that's good. She's a little bit starey, so she's taking in a lot of information, but she's licking and chewing now. There we are. She's come back in, so we'll take the opportunity to change direction. Now, she hasn't yet walked in this direction, so it'll be interesting to see, can we get a walk this way? Can I send her off a bit lighter? Yes, lovely. Rushing a little bit to get out. That's okay. Lovely. Really good. What I might actually do at some point is I've got, these are 18-foot, these driving lines. I think I've got some 22-foot feather lines, which might allow me to stand in the middle a bit more and rotate for now, which could assist her in the understanding of it. because like I said, me moving around is definitely causing some more pressure for her. I'm trying to stay neutral, but I've got my arms out. I'm walking towards her accidentally at some points. Sometimes I'm walking towards her hip a bit and asking her to come in without meaning to. You see her constantly checking back in with me. What am I asking? I'm trying to angle a little bit forward, so my body's position kind of maybe behind her hip a little bit, but my angle is definitely in front of her nose. I'm trying to be neutral. I don't really want her to consider me driving at the moment. If she wasn't moving, I'd be taking a more driving stance, but she is. So at the minute, I just want to find a really neutral position for her to find her own confidence. What I'd really like to see at this point is her snort out at the walk. But for her, that takes quite a lot. I'd be really overjoyed if she did that. But usually she gets to a place of relaxation a bit quicker when she's trotting, because that's how she burns through her adrenaline. To me, she does look like she's got a much more relaxed body going around, a much softer expression. I'd say her lips are still slightly tight out there, slightly. But definitely when we first sent her out, you saw how much she was rushing, and now she looks a lot softer. So I don't know if you know anything about horse analogies, but JJ is a right brain extrovert, which means that she does have a tendency to move her feet when she feels worried. And also, because she's right brain, it means she's more instinctive than confident. So she has to learn to be confident, and she has learned a lot of confidence, and a lot of times she comes across it as a different horse-anality because she's learned so much how to cope with things. She's really come a long way. When I first met her, I mean, you know the story about how she was in the wild, and then she was a lab pony, and then she hadn't been really handled when I first met her, but she had been divided into a stable. Well, she was more or less at the back of a stable, like snorting and not very confident with people going in there. There's a lady who'd been feeding her some hay and things. She was a bit happy with her going in there, but even then she only liked her really on one side, that she felt comfortable with her on one eye. So it took a lot to get JJ happy, and when we first got her back, you know, she was quite reactive to things, and you'd be leading her along and she'd suddenly shoot off somewhere. So you know, she's changed a lot. I'm really happy with that. Going to bring her back in, and I'd like to see a couple of laps in the opposite direction, as relaxed as those ones there. And yes, it'd be lovely to send her a wild and trot and canter, and didn't she look fancy when she was doing that? But we have to remember our goal is the confidence here, and all that stuff comes later on. And I can't realise any dreams that I have of her pulling a cart and taking us around somewhere, or even it'd be nice if she could help harrow the fields and things like that, you know, be a Fjord is meant to be an all-round farm horse, so they should be able to drive you to the shops in your cart, they should be able to be ridden by the family, they should be able to plough the field and harrow the fields and things like that. So I really wanted to take up a position as the breed should be, as much as we can offer her, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this is what's important to work on these things. Right, let's send her the other way. See if we can get to walk off this way as well. Be nice if she could stay and walk all the way to the outside. There we are, that's lovely. Reaching down. So she's either stretching, or she might even be considering eating, which is just as good, because it means she's feeling more relaxed if she feels she can eat. So again, trying to be more careful with my body position. I was a little bit too full on then. And she's walking a lot better than she was when we started out. Really pleased with her now. Good girl, JJ, good girl. But she's still got her ear on me, watching me, looking for information, looking for the next step. Am I going to ask her to do something else? Let's bring her back in. Good girl. So pleased with her. Well done, JJ, well done. So I'm going to take her harness off now. And if she's looking good and relaxed, we might try a little bit of the other exercise we had, which was the 4/4 turns, backing her up and making a bit of a square. So here we are having a go at our backup into our forequarter turns. You can see she's a little bit wobbly on a backup start, which isn't ideal, and she's also predicting that we were going to turn and went the wrong way. But as soon as she listens to me, it's quite a nice turn. So again, we move on and try it again. And this one she's listening a little bit more. She's got her head in gear. She knows what we're doing now. She is lovely and calm today, really working very nice. I'm very proud of her today. Almost stepped over the back leg then, but didn't, so still managed to pivot. Really nice. Here's another one. I thought this one was particularly nice. So she backs up a little and then watch, she goes around. Really nice pivot. Only a small step. Brilliant. And of course we did try it in both directions, so here's just one of the ones in the other direction. See how that went. There we are, backing up and try and turn the other way. And again, only very small steps. That's really nice. Very proud of her. Well done, JJ. And just before we finish off, here's one of our trailer loading sessions with JJ a few days later. It's only a very short version of what's gone on. You can see she's loading there pretty much at liberty, left the rope down, and I've got the divide in so she can walk straight through, but she kept choosing to stay in there and sniff, and she did find the treats on the side in the end, so she had some of them. And here we decided to make it a little bit more interesting because Comanchie was hovering around, so I point him in the right direction. And he loads on first, and then I'm going to see if JJ will follow him. Of course, he'll go straight through. She'll probably stop again in there. Lovely loading. She's much more confident now again. So in this one, I've got the opposite side open, but she can walk all the way through with the divide fully up. So it's more of a squeeze game for her. Small hesitation going in, but she went in very well. And then now I've got her on the opposite side, and we've got the divide up, but I've had to put the breast bar in front because obviously it's too awkward to walk all the way through. She does really well. We apply the back bar and then go through, and I reward her by opening up the front breast bar. Now this was at the end of our session, and she's quite happy to stay in there. She just steps forward to sniff around where the treats had been previously. I give her some scratches, and I was really happy with all the things that she did in today's session. She did stay in there for quite a while before she left, but when she left calmly and happy, and she does find it quite relaxing in the trail now. So she's coming on really well. So I hope you enjoyed this week's video, something a little bit different, a bit of variety. So we'll see you again next week when we're doing something rather exciting. Bye!